Hello guys, Big Mac here again. Welcome back to Everlasting Summer. So where we left off was episode 3, or day 3, because I had to do something. So we're back. What a disaster, what a shame. I walked slowly, trying to curse myself for all that happened. I shouldn't have peeped in the first place, but if I peep anyway, then I must pay more attention and think like see beforehand. Oh. It didn't take much time to wash myself. It looked like the night made its own disco, or probably a ball. The stars were lightworks, birds and insects were an orchestra, an owl hooting somewhere was its director. The sound of wind in the trees was an applause of the audience. The night looked more beautiful than when you stand in the forest clean and fresh. Ooh, yeah! Suddenly I heard a noise in the bushes nearby. I shivered, but didn't get much scared. I didn't get scared much. Maybe a squirrel or another animal. Nevertheless, I should check it out. I came to the bushes. Well, click the theme. Okay, but didn't find anything on anyone suspicious. Just seemed with clean body and calm spirit. I went to the leader's cabin. Olga Dmitrievna was already asleep. I went to the bed without taking my clothes off and covered myself with a blanket. I couldn't fall asleep for a long time, remembering naked Slavia, whose image could not be eclipsed by the thoughts about finding answers. Jesus, Semyon, you gotta pull yourself together, man. Seriously, you gotta pull yourself together. Day 4. So I actually will probably continue day 4 here. Perhaps. Because, day 3 had to stop there, so, okay. I woke up from a hellish jingling inside my head. The jingle seemed to be coming from the depth of my consciousness. But after I came to my senses, I realized that the cause of this jingle is my alarm clock. Strange, where did it come from? Why is it standing near my bed? It was 7:30, according to the clock. Olga Dmitrievna has already left, and there's nobody to force me to come into the lineup. Thus, I could sleep a bit more. I closed my eyes, but it seemed like my consciousness already had its coffee and was ready for a long, productive day. I need to get up. I should plan my day out. After all, I need to find out at least something today. Still nothing came to my head. Fine, I need to wake up completely and wash myself. On my way to wash stands, I met Xenia. What, you got up so... Why did you get up so early? Anything wrong with being up early? She looked at me as if I am soul destroyed. No, nothing, just being curious. None of your business. Gosh, Xenia isn't very sympathetic. You and I are in a good mood, but today she just looked furious. Cold water cheered me up, fog in my head dissipated, and my thoughts started arranging themselves. Usually I started to worry about occupying a good place in the canteen more than about finding answers. I brushed my teeth and was about to leave when a quiet waft passed my ears. Probably a squirrel or some other animal. I heard another waft, this time a bit farther. I walked 10 meters along the path, searching for the source. Nobody, just the morning forest. I returned to the washstand and saw Miku, who was looking for something in the grass. Noticing me, she smiled and jumped up to me. Oh, hello, good morning. I accidentally scattered out my tooth powder, just trying to gather it all back. Dude grass didn't seem to be helping her. Are you sure that's a good idea? Well, why? What else can I do? I don't have any more, and it was my last. She pouted as a child who just had her favorite toy taken away from her. Here, I'll give you mine. I digged in my bag. No toothpaste there. Strange, didn't I just put it there? I walked away for just a minute, and now it's gone. Listen, it looks like I have forgotten it. I didn't want to tell her that it's just gone missing. Knowing the sensitivity of the smell was safe to assume that vanishing house of chemicals would impress her so much that her brain would reset itself in order to avoid overheating. Well, I'll go. Yeah, cheers, visitors. I mean, me and the music club. I'm still in there, but Miku's voice faded and flashed on the sword running far behind me. Getting back to the leader's cabin, I took my cell phone and looked at the battery reader. Enough power for a day, maybe even less. Of course, it won't help me much in here, but still. Finding a charger in the 80s means inventing it. I was going to head for breakfast when somebody knocked on the door. Yo, Slavia. God morning? What? God morning? Okay. Did you see Olga Dmitrievna? I stared at her breast. It just had memorized me too much for the day before. Semyon? Sylvia was willingly looking at me, and I still didn't manage to move my gaze away from her breast. Is something wrong? Totally opposite. Everything is just Olga Dmitrievna. I don't know. She wasn't here when I woke up. I only managed to overcome myself. Fine, I still have to do one thing, so see you at breakfast. Sylvia smiled, waved at me, and ran away. So regardless, the morning was shining beautiful. Bright sun was shining over in the lost in space and time pioneer Camp Sovianok, warming its tenants and filling them with energy to spend the day productively. Or in my case, to waste it in futile efforts to find an explanation for everything happening here. There was an unusual crowd near the canteen. Of course, there was no other place in the camp that pioneers loved so as much as the canteen. But why crowding the porch? I came closer to find out what was going on. It looked like all the camp gathered at the porch. There was all the familiar girls, Olga, Mitroviana, and Electronic. They were having a lively discussion. I drew closer. Ah, Simeon, have you seen Shurik today? Nope, what's the matter? We can't find him since the early morning. His appearance of pioneers, well, that's something new. But he was with you yesterday. She was talking to Electronic. Yes, he was. So you woke up this morning and he wasn't seen anywhere near? No. Why didn't you come to me immediately? Well, I thought that he got up earlier and went for water procedures or something. Didn't he mention anything yesterday? Interjected Slavia. For example, he's going somewhere, for instance. Nope. What exactly is so hard for him about that? It's only 9 a.m. He might have decided to go for a walk. You don't know Shurik. She overlooked me seriously. Well, I don't. But I didn't see anything suspicious in the last situation. Okay, let's stop panicking. We'll find him. How can he miss breakfast? Leona grinned. Exactly, time to eat anyway. Pioneers had proceeded into the canteen. Yet again, I had no choice where to stick in. Only 3 places were at the table with Elisa and Liana. Take a seat. She pointed at the chair next to her. I sat down. Aren't you going to grab your food? Good idea. I haven't thought about that. Breakfast didn't look different from yesterday's one, but it looked more appealing. Appetizing. Or maybe I was just very hungry. Or maybe I was eager to finish it off as soon as possible. Evaded yet another Oyama prank. Want to go to the beach with us today? When? Right after the breakfast? Generally speaking, entertainment wasn't on my agenda today, but if I was going to spend more time thinking, why shouldn't I do it while getting the suntan? Sure, why not? Oh, cool. She smiled nicely, but you're planning another prank. No. Liana waved her hand to me. Sure thing. Elisa grinned. She's all like that. No way. I think she is right. Nobody doubts. Liana took a tray with dirty dishes and stood up. Bon appetit. She said in such a way which left no doubts. Nothing good awaits me today at the beach. Me and Elisa were left alone. You know, I guess I shouldn't be going with you after all. Why is that? Well, I got something to do. And what exactly would that be? She looked in my eyes so that I didn't even find an appropriate excuse. I'm making out of a swimsuit. Try mine. You think it will fit me? Give it a try. I don't think it's worth it. Don't be a wimp. We'll find your swimming trunks. The phrase only added to my fear. Wait me by the canteen. I'll be back soon. Okay. There's nothing bad on waiting for her, is it? Finishing my breakfast, I left the building and sat on the stairs. Pioneers, all having their own business, were hurrying past me, one by one. No one stopped by me. No one even looked in my direction. It seems that you didn't consider me a stranger, but exactly the opposite. Just another teenager of their age, their comrade, you could say. I caught myself thinking that I had startled to perceive this camp and its inhabitants with not such a strong caution as on the first day. That's a weird voice I just did. Dude, Elisa was back in a couple minutes. Ready? Ready for what? She gave me the trunks, though you hardly could call it trunks. It looked like pink boxers ornamented with butterflies and flowers. They were actual boxers. I'm afraid to ask, where did you get this? Too scared to put it on? Well, you know, I have no slightest intention to. I appreciated her joke, but it wasn't going to become a laughing stock. Put it on, she said roughly. Why won't you try it on instead of me? I don't think that the color of this bikini sets off your eyes very nice. Let's make a bet. I have no desire to accept your bet. No thanks. Alright, you the beach wearing it, or you swim naked. Weighing to the pros and cons, the second variant seems even better than the first. I don't plan to go anywhere at all. Then I'll tell everyone that you left the trunks in my house. Why would I do that? I know. She burst into laughter. I didn't want to argue with Lisa, so I decided to the beach in the end, but not in those glamorous trunks. Okay, I'll be there in 10 minutes. Don't be late. She ran away after saying that. I dragged my feet to the leader's cabin to get a towel and to find something like trunks. Olga Dmitrievna was waiting for me in the room. Simeon, did you hear something about Shurik? Same as half an hour ago. I walked to my bed and took a towel. Are you going somewhere? Yes, to the beach. Wait, do you have swimming trunks? You came here without any luggage, as I remember. Strange, that is the fact that didn't surprise her during that first encounter. No. So what will you wear? Good question. What? I don't know. Wait a minute. She walked to the wardrobe and unlocked the drawer. The moment she had unusual black trunks. Where did she get it? More importantly, why? Someone from the previous shift might have forgotten them. Considering all the strange things in this camp, it wasn't really surprising to find men's swimming trunks in Ola Dimitrievna's room. Thanks. The two trunks were just my size. I got changed behind the cabin and went to the beach. A lot of pioneers had already gathered, but I knew only Elisa and Oleana. Come here. I walked to them and sat on the sand. I see you found something better. She stared at my trunks and smirked. As you can see. Come on, let's swim. I don't want to. Maybe later. I was not a fan of swimming. As you want. The girls ran into the water. Why have I come here? Why am I not looking for answers? Shouldn't I care about it now? Sylvia knocked seemed normal. Certainly a lot of strange things have happened to me during these 3.5 days, but not one of them, taken separately, seemed like anything supernatural. Especially since I didn't get any closer to finding even a clue. Quite the opposite. Everything that has happened only confused me more. What alternatives do I have? You won't get any truth from local residents, though I doubt they even know it. Should I try to leave this place? But how far can I walk, considering that I don't even know where I am? It turns out that my only option is to wait. Just sometimes the girls came back. Leanna held something in her hands. Look! I looked up and saw a crayfish. Just a normal crayfish. Leanna lay next to me and started to torment it. Leave the poor animal alone. Why? It is a crayfish. So what? It has a right to live too. I'll rip its claws off and ask the cook to boil it for dinner. Jesus Christ. Like we have nothing else to eat, I looked at Elisa. She seemed she was totally not interested in Rihanna's front with a poor sea being. Tell her. What's wrong? It's a crayfish. It deserved it. Looked like the girls missed the lessons of nature studying in primary school and lacked care for the environment. Give it. I snatched the crayfish off the Oleana. As you wish. I was a little surprised she didn't resist. I looked at the eyes of the poor animal. They didn't express anything at all, but I thought that if it could speak, I certainly would be outraged. Maybe it would even go to the UN Convention of Human Rights. What? United Nations Convention of Human Rights? Weird. To tell the truth, I wasn't sure it would help. I took the crayfish to the river and set it free. Never mind, I'll catch more. There are plenty of them here, said Oleana. No doubt about it. I mumbled. Time passed and I was getting sleepy. Dude, stop freaking sleeping, man. If you're sleepy, go to sleep on time, man. Jesus. I fell asleep. I don't remember what I was dreaming about, if I was dreaming at all, but I woke up because someone shook my shoulder. Olga Dimitrievna stood next to me. Did you come to swim too? I asked, still being half asleep. No. It was almost time for lunch and we still can't find Shurik. Julia started standing before me in a wet swimsuit. And I want you to look for him. Seems like I'm the only pioneer in this camp. I was sincerely outraged. Every time I was getting clear that Olga Dimitrievna considered me her bellhop with the function of a slave, or vice versa. If I came to you, then I want you to help me. Why exactly me? However, after giving it some thought, I decided to agree. After all, my shoulders and backs got sunburnt while sleeping and searching for Shurik. Would let me get acquainted with unexplored locations to camp. Okay. It's not exactly right to wander around wearing only swimming trunks, so I should get changed first. In 10 minutes, I stood outside Olga Dimitrievna's cabin and decided where to go. Forest, boathouse. I'll go to the boathouse first. No, I'll go to the bus stop first. I'm still sick, guys. It sucks. I'm almost have to go back to school soon, on the 5th. And it's the 3rd today. Man, 2 more days to be sick. I've a lot of stuff to do. I have to work on the 6th. I have to work for about 4 hours on the 6th, so it's gonna suck. Anyway, a bus stop seemed to be a fine choice. A strange thought came across me. Shurik is in the same situation as me, and so he decided to run away from this camp. Maybe by the 4:10 bus. It could really turn out to be true. If he got here or something, although the chances are quite slim, but you never know. What if the bus would really come? Well, however, I could hardly believe in that. Yes, but a couple of minutes waiting at the bus stop made sure that there's no signs of Shurik or anyone else here, and I headed back to the camp. Somebody rushed from behind the gates and bumped into me. The impact was not strong, so I just staggered. Miku stood in front of me and rubbed her bruised forehead. Oh, sorry. It's alright, it's my fault. I was going to the music club, but I got lost in thoughts about a new song. You know, thinking up the lyrics and music. I haven't realized how I got here. So you don't have to apologize. Her words per minute rate obviously exceeded the recognition limits of my brain. I made an attempt to retreat promptly. Sure, gotta go, you know. Oh, wait. I wanted to leave as usual without having to listen to her, but Miku grabbed my hand. Her grasp gave me the creeps as if I got clearer vision of agonizing execution by another rap session. Can you help me a little, please? Just a little bit? That definitely wasn't my to-do list today. Well, I'd be glad to, but it's... Pretty please? Miku looked at me with such puppy eyes that my heart started to melt. Surely wasn't going to go on my head. And what help exactly do you need? You'll accompany me. I can't manage to compose in such a way. I can sing or play. I can't do both at the same time. Even our orchestra woman has her weak sides. Well, you know, I can't really play any instrument. Never mind, I'll show you everything. Come on, let's go. Fine, I'll go with you, Miku. On the other hand, I'm not losing anything. However, she dragged me with herself. I think it will probably come out of that, but the only way to get her off of me is to rest my hand out of hers. But that wouldn't be very nice. Nothing bad will happen after all. Probably. In a minute, we were already standing at the music club. Miku took out a guitar. Here, have a look. She sat down and started playing. She's pretty good. I tried to follow her hands. The tune seemed quite easy. It seemed quite easy to repeat it. Got it? Kind of. Let's try. I took the guitar and started playing. Didn't really work out. Let me show you one more time. She played much better than me. Okay, Miku, I'm amused. Of course, she was a chatterbox. She was naive and clumsy. She was utterly talented in music. Try again. I managed it much better the second time. Wow, that's much better. She smiled. It wasn't hard, in fact. Just repeat the same notes over and over. Just don't lose the track. Start by my command. Okay. Ready? Go. It was a song in Japanese. Frankly speaking, I haven't understood a single word, but Miku's singing was quite good. It was outstanding. Let's hear it. I wonder if for this game they actually got a Japanese scenery. Okay. She put her heart into every note, every word. Yeah, music probably is the very thing to dedicate her life to. It seemed like it wasn't her who has chosen the music, but the music has chosen her. This is my jam, guys. Jeez. The last half an hour presented Miku is in a completely different light. Yay! Oh, thank you. Did you like it? I finally managed it with you. Alone, if it's not so good, I either messed it up with the text or I missed the strings. It's just perfect with you. Thank you so much. You really have a talent, you know. Just to play like that without any preparation. No, but it seems I have changed my opinion about her too hastily. Thanks for the song. Gotta go see you. Thanks, too. The rest of the fish stayed behind the door. I leaned on the wall of the club cabin and sighed. Miku's song was still playing in my mind. Okay, I will go to the cabin for some reason. I don't know why. But it is still a stupid idea. If Shurik was hiding anywhere in the camp, he would be found by now, of course. If only he wants to be found. So I hardly believe I could help him. Together with his thoughts, I entered the cabin and stretched myself on a bed. Nothing good will happen if Olga Dmitrievna finds me here. Stop, enough. Am I a trembling creature, or do I have rights? I didn't want to do anything anyway. The day was hot, as all previous, and the only thing to do was stay in bed and wait for lunch. I was just falling asleep when somebody knocked on the door. Come in. Sylvia stood on the doorstep. Olga Dmitrievna isn't here, is she? No. Then what are you doing? She asked with distrust. I looked over myself over her bed and said, lying down. I can see that, but I've heard Olga Dmitrievna ask you to find a shurik. Well, yes. And what's the point? I'm sure she already turned the whole camp upside down. Now that time has passed, why should we panic? You know, stuff happens. Slavia looked at me thoughtfully. Get up. Do I have to? I was so worn out that even the thought about going somewhere would frighten me. Yes, you do. Slavia's not the person who offers I would even turn down. I stood up reluctantly and came out of the cabin with her. We stood at the doorway for some time, relaxing in the beams of the summer sun. Though I was rather frightened. Where shall we go? We have a look everywhere. Great, it is great. First up on our route was the library. Slavia went to Xenia sitting at the table and spoke to her. I was just sitting at the doorway. I didn't want to communicate with this librarian more than was required. A few minutes later, Slavia came back to me. So? Nothing. She shook her head. As expected. 18. We still had time before lunch started, so there was no usual crowd of pioneers. It was empty inside and outside of the building. Will you stop? Stop. Jesus Christ. Knock him off. Sorry guys, that was my stupid brother. While Slavia was talking to Cooks, I was sitting and playing with the salt pot. Some salt dropped out of the pot. Certainly I would be disappointed if I was superstitious. Strange though, he wasn't here either. It would be unexpected if she had found him, for instance, in a refrigerator. Next stop, according to our plans, was the infirmary. I decided not to go inside and waited outside for Slavia. No results. There were pioneers playing football on a sports ground. It would be harder for sure to get lost among them. Finally, we reached the clubhouse. You think he can be here? I think that's where he had to start from. Let's come in. Empty inside. Slavia opened the door and came into the next room. I followed her. This all seemed to me a stupid undertaking. That was strange, especially because it was Slavia's idea. No, I understand responsibility and so on. But isn't it obvious that he is not in the camp? After all, he isn't playing hide and seek with us, is he? No one here too. What did you expect to see? Him sitting in the closet? Well, she seems like I've offended her. Sorry, but seriously. I understand, but we have to check all possibilities. Okay, listen, what do you really think? Our Shurik's disappearance? Yes. Maybe he went into the forest and had been caught by a forest spirit. She left at that. What a fabulous story. However, in this camp, you never know. Yes, true that, but now is not the time for joking. Cheer up. We'll find him. Hope so. Slavia smiled. Well, I still have some things to do. See you later. She left, but I was standing there for some time staring at this cybernetic club closet. However, I was so inspired by Slavia's activity that I decided to continue searching somewhere else. I went for lunch with mixed feelings, with a sense of accomplishment and with a realization of time wasted. The canteen was crowded. I couldn't stay unnoticed. Olga Dmitrievna called me. Semyon, come to us. Camp leader Slavia and Electronic were sitting at the 4-seat table. I nodded and went to take food. This time I had to spend some minutes in a queue. Today's menu didn't really differ from the other day's menu. Dishes looked the same at least. When I sat at the table and wished bon appetit to everyone, Olga Dmitrievna said, So, what are you thinking? About what? We searched for Shurik all around. It is noon and he is nowhere to be found. I took a note of the rhyme, but didn't want to point it out. We looked all over the camp. I went all around neighboring forest. Olga Dmitrievna looked at me, and I helped too. We must call the police. Maybe we should wait until the evening. I asked lazily. Maybe he went home. Can't be. Shurik lives thousands of miles away. By train? The nearest station, she paused, is far. Now it was getting interesting. Every time the conversation reaches a point considering ways I could leave, Soviet all the camp inhabitants started changing the subject. How far is far? Really far. Camp leader looked at me, indicating with her look that asking more questions was not advised. So we should go deeper into the forest. Maybe he got lost. Sure, always takes a compass. Chimed in Electronic. I wonder what else could be found in his magic vest, if he even has one. If I would get lost in the forest, compass would be of no real use. Police! We should call the police in the evening. Not right now, at least. Okay, see you later. They were all silent. We should be able to find him before evening. We still have time. If he actually got lost, but we have no time to lose. We cannot be sure. Then where is he? Where? There was some truth in the camp leader's words. Hiding the whole day just like that is suspicious. Why would he do that? Shurik seemed to be quite a serious pioneer. Oleana would have been a better fit with this behavior. So there is a reason to believe that he was gone. All that could be done was already done. We'll just have to wait. Slavia Electronic and Olga Dmitrievna looked at me sorrowfully, but haven't said a word. I finished my lunch, brought the tray back, and left the canteen. It's still the first half of the day. Well, now. The camp was drifting away slowly or something. Only Jenda stared me through his glasses. Of course, he stared somewhere else, but I had a feeling that he was constantly watching me. Betty knows where Shurik is hiding, just can't tell anything. This appearance of the Cyber Club leader made me think. Maybe it's got something to do with my case. Oh, Pioneer. The nurse stood in front of me. I looked at her curiously. Go and take my place in the infirmary. I had an urgent call. Somebody is injured. Me? Yes, you. Take the keys. The nurse threw me the keys and ran away. Why me? Isn't there anyone else in the camp? What exactly should I be doing? What if something happens? Well, what can I do now? I missed my chance to refuse. I stood in front of the door with uncertainty. On the one hand, there is nothing to worry about. I'll spend here half an hour or so, and she'll be back. But what if someone comes for actual help, with broken leg or with injured head? I began to worry too much. I hope there are no serious injuries other than bruises and scratches in this camp. But at the same time, I could not get rid of an idea that in case of a serious situation, I would be absolutely useless. I don't even know how to perform CPR. Magazines on a nurse's table caught my attention. Good way to relax, I guess. This is labeled Soviet fashion. Published date or month were absent. However, this was not a surprise. There were much stranger things happening here. I don't know how much about Soviet magazines. Maybe they actually didn't have published dates on them. Models dressed in old-fashioned clothes stared at me from glossy pages. Nowadays, nobody would put on such clothes. I smirked. I wonder if Fluffy, for example, considered this fashionable. Only imagine what you happened if she appeared in my time wearing something like this. Imagine we are walking hand in hand. I'm wearing my coat with a hood, and she's dressed into a lavish dress covered with laces and thingies. Seems like I'm already imagining Slavia in my world. With me. And not only Slavia. This dress better suits Oleana. This cute Seraphim would look good on Lisa. This skirt and carrot then would look nice on Lena. If only they could be real. No, I saw them, heard them, could even touch them. But still they are here, and I said they don't belong to this place. It's alien for me. I'm just waiting for a chance to get out of here. Waiting because nothing depends on me anymore. I sighed, put my head on the table, and fell asleep. Stop falling asleep, man. Jeez. I was awakened by the noise of the door opening. Lena stood at the door. Is she not here? She'll not come back later. I'm substituting her. Since I am responsible for Pioneer's lives, I should do it with all the responsibility. Although in fact I was just afraid of something happening because of it. Any health complaints? I tried to give Lena the most accurate smile I could in order not to confuse her. Nothing special, just a little headache. Let's do this. Some painkiller, maybe. Jesus Christ, God, I'm sick. So much. Oh my God. Of course I wasn't aware to find required medicines, so it took me long to find them. Finally, I handed metamizole tablet to Lena. Thanks, she smiled. That was absolutely unexpected, and so I lost touch with reality staring at her. What? Lena got awkward in a moment. Listen, I've been wondering, do you like this? Don't know what got into me, but I grabbed the magazine from the table at the shoulder, that picture of her skirt and cardigan, which would really suit Lena in my opinion. Maybe I went completely nuts thinking about all the girls in my world. I maybe wanted to distract myself instead of waiting for the nurse to come back. Lena looked at the picture. Yes, I guess. It's stuff like this in Trent. I guess. She got confused and started blushing. Why are you asking? Really, why? I think you look gorgeous in there, just asking. Thank you. It's alright, I'm just being completely honest. We were quiet for some time. How was your headache? Much better, thank you. She smiled. I'll go. Good luck. He came out, and I continued to look through the magazine. After a while, somebody knocked at the door again. Seems the infirmary is the most popular place to go. Suddenly, I just decided to roleplay a nurse. Just a male version. And said, come in. The door opened and only I entered the room. Well, did I miss the moment when you decided to start knocking? Anything wrong with knocking? She frowned. What's hurting? Why on earth would I tell you? Where's your nurse? Funny. I unfortunately crossed my legs and looked questioningly at her. I better go. Better die than being treated by you. She smiled mischievously. You didn't even try. Leona thought for a moment. So you could give me pills. What's bothering you? It took her some time to reply. Heaviness in the stomach. Should have not emptiness in the head. I muttered under my breath. What did you say? Nothing can be sick. I found pills in the first room. Thank you, Doctor. She smiled cheerfully. Watching Leona, I cannot imagine how such an optimistic and half-baked child could have health problems. Considering the local cuisine is not that surprising. Maybe. She smirked. I see you're alive and kicking. Well, I'm not complaining. Bye. Okay. I ran around the infirmary, slamming the door. Again, I went to the study of the Soviet fashion trends. Time passed, but the nurse was still absent. I wasn't searching for shurik. I wasn't looking for any clues concerning my state. I was just sitting and flipping through the magazine. Just for a moment, I felt quite satisfied with the situation. Eventually, everything happening here could be seen as some sort of a trip to summer camp. And if nothing changes anytime soon, then I could start worrying. Again, somebody knocked on the door. Did I miss an outbreak of an epidemic? Slavia was standing at the doorway. Oh, hi, isn't the nurse here? Hi. No, she's not here. I'm taking over for today. Great. I'd like... She hesitated. What? By the way, Slavia said and looked intently at me. What? Seems like I lost my keys. Have you seen them anywhere? Sure I have. Yes, here. I found them near the canteen yesterday. I wanted to return them to you, but forgot about it. I was really bad at lying. My cheeks were red, and eyes were wandering around, and hands were constantly shaking. Here. I was already preparing myself for an appropriate scolding, but Slavia only took the keys and said, Thanks. So what have you come for? I really had the chance to subject it. Anything hurts? No, it's nothing strange. I don't even think that's such an open person as Slavia would keep so quiet. If there's something bothering you, tell me. That's why I'm here, to treat people. I smiled loyally. No, I mean yes, but no. Hearing that made anything possible, even division by 0. So how can I help you? You? I guess you can't. She thought I was going to leave, but suddenly stopped. However, can you step out for a minute? Why not? Okay. I stepped out of the infirmary and leaned onto the wall. I wonder what might she be doing, something that I can't even see. After a minute, the door opened, slowly came out. She was carrying a small bundle. Do not ask about the bundle. Good luck, shouted to her. Thank you. She gave me one of her sweet smiles before leaving. I looked at the time. It was getting late. I read the magazine backwards and forwards, but the nurse still wasn't here. Suddenly the door burst open and Lisa ran inside. She looked at me thoroughly. What are you doing here? Sitting. I admitted honestly. Okay then, it's even better without the nurse, she murmured. Are you sick? I asked honestly. I looked at her and said conclusively. Move over. Why? Should I tear open the door? Isn't it obvious? What for? She got angry. None of your business. Well, I'm trying to charge you. She gave a thought. Give me some activated carbon. Stomachache? Yeah. She grinned acidly. I feel there was something wrong here. I am not giving that activated carbon. Really, stomachache. Really? Doesn't seem so. What, do I have to talk my lunch all over the place for you to believe me? I don't know what terrible is there to be done with activated carbon. I'm sure you will think of something. She hesitated. And what if you're right? Here. I knew it. Certainly I'm not giving you anything. At least I tried to get into the drawers, but I blocked the pill off with my chest like Alexander Mochisov. Alexander Mochisov was a Soviet infantry soldier during the Great Patriotic War. Posthumously awarded the title of the Hero of the Soviet Union for blocking German machine guns with his chest. Jesus. With all her impudence, she was still just a girl, and she had no chance to push me aside. Whatever, I'll find someone else. She turned away and headed to the exit. The door at least stopped and looked back. By the way, the candidate in the nurse are carrying a penny with a broken leg. I really don't care, but they seem to be struggling. Yeah, sure. Come and see yourself. At least it seemed to be lying. But on the other hand, as long as I could see her. I came to the door and looked outside. No one was there. And where exactly? I haven't reached here yet then. She made a helpless gesture. Have fun. I turned the table on and I realized that one of the doors was open. How did she make it? I turned my back just for a second, though what evil can come out of activated carbon? It was 15 minutes till dinner, and the nurse still wasn't back. I guess just leaving like that won't do. She asked me after all, and who knows what might happen if I leave. But who might want to steal anything from here? Except for Elisa stealing activated carbon. I opened the magazine again and began flipping through it for the 9th time. The fashion of 80s wasn't that fun anymore. Yawning got me several times. It was already 6 o'clock, hence dinner had already started. Of course, I had to be on the watch till the end, but my stomach seemed to have its own opinion on some matter. I stood up and steadily headed to the exit. Some rustling sound came from beyond the door. Could it be someone else who got poisoned, broke their arm, or something even worse? I stood heavily and pulled the doorknob. However, there was no one out there. Seems it was just my imagination. As I returned inside, and instantly noticed that something had changed in the infirmary. To be precise, an apple had appeared on the table. Where? Oh, what the heck? That's weird. No, step. Do not eat the apple. I have no clue what they said. Sorry, I cannot go back. Sorry. Wait, maybe I can go back a little bit. Okay, maybe Lena wanted to thank me, given that she's all shy but wait, how could she just walk past me like that? You don't want to climb through the window after all. So there must be something else. I was suddenly overwhelmed by fear. What if the apple is poisoned? Though why would someone complicate things when I'm here totally helpless and could be killed but way easier? Or it might be the apple which Eve tasted in the Garden of Eden. In this case, I certainly should not eat it. This same second, my stomach reminded itself by rambling traitorously. However, it would take time to close the infirmary to reach the canteen to take food. My stomach is about to eat itself. There's nothing wrong, I guess. Once again, I tried to remember if the apple was here before. In the end, it must have appeared from somewhere. Maybe it's got here through the window. The shutter was slightly open, so someone must have put it here. Nothing serious, however. Simeon's really hungry, though. I don't know if I should eat it or not. If you don't eat the apple, eat the apple. I don't know. It's so hard to make choices. I will eat the apple. Finally, hunger prevailed, and I started chewing on a ripe green apple with an appetite. It seemed usual, though I don't think that even the strongest poison could be tasted. But it's too late to think about it. It was time to go for dinner. And on my way, I was reached by electronic. How's it going? Did you find Shurik? No, still no signs of him. Don't worry, we'll find him. I tried to cheer him up. Too much time has passed. I'll just keep on searching. What about a dinner? No, finding Shurik is more important. He uttered thoughtfully. I left him at the crossroads and wished him good luck. Pioneers crowded in a door. I quickened my pace, trying not to be the last one in line, at least for today. And I was lucky. In the far corner was an absolutely empty table. I took my dinner quickly and sat at the table. Tonight's dinner consisted of fruit soup and a pair of buns. This set surprised me at first, but tasting it was actually nice. I concentrated on eating. Lena, let's go here. Look, 3 free chairs. Lena and Miku stood in front of me. Is he taken? Wondered Lena. No, take a seat. Of course, I wish she was alone. Thank you. As soon as Lena said that, Zenya? I thought it was Zenya. Weird. Zenya jumped out from behind her back. I'll sit here. There are no places left, she said, putting her tray at the table and sat down, not even waiting for an answer. Sure, make yourself at home, I muttered sorrowfully. What? Nothing. To tell the truth, I wanted to reduce the whole company to just Lena. Thor, nor Miku, nor Zenya weren't causing too much trouble. Except one was too talkative and one was too arrogant. But nevertheless, they were absolutely harmless, especially in comparing to some others. Oh, seems like I forgot a key. Don't worry, take mine. I was surprised by Miku's short reply. Do you live together? Of course. Didn't you know together? Our cabin is the rearmost. I mean the farthest from here. I mean the last one. I was surprised when somebody told me that Luna lived with Slavia. Or with Zenya at worst. Even electronic. Silent and shy Lena, excessively talkative Miku making the company. That's really a surprise. Did you find your shurik? It seems that Zenya is disturbed by some of those problems. No. Sure, he's at the village buying cigarettes. Opaka, she snorted. Village? That very moment the conversation got much more interesting. Anything wrong with villages? Zenya looked amazed. You mean there's a village nearby? I think so, she said uncertainly. I looked at Lena and Miku, but they were busy with their meals and did not pay attention to our conversation. You mean you don't know exactly? Why should I care? Zenya stared at her dish. But there must be local teas nearby. Listen. Listening? I don't know. Will you let me eat? Seems like I won't get anything from her, though there is a chance that she really doesn't know. The remaining time was spent listening to Miku talking about some nonsense. I was just slowly going mad in silence. Obviously, first thing I did after going out was inhaling a great amount of fresh air. The sun was setting. I decided to take a walk. Highly unlikely that I will find anything more exciting to do for the rest of the evening. The way something interesting could arise quite unexpectedly. I was approaching the square when I heard a loud clap. It seemed like something exploded. I felt paralyzed. In a hostile environment, not knowing rules and laws of this place, it would be better for me to run, but at the same time I was curious. Probably I would just keep here standing, but somebody grabbed my hand. It was Olga Dmitrievna. Why are you standing here? Let's go and see what happened. Can't you have a manners without me? I begged her piteously. It shouldn't be anything serious, I hope. When we came to the square, there was already a crowd of pioneers. Olga Dmitrievna vigorously pushed through the crowd and approached towards the canteen. Obviously, someone tried to blow up Genda. The attackers failed. The monument was still standing upright. There was only dim ash traces on the pedestal. Well, and who did this? She looked over a crowd of pioneers. Sure thing it was done by an organized terrorist bunch. They all came here just to look what happened. I noticed Leon at least in the crowd. It looks like our camp leader noticed them too. You two, here! They appeared reluctantly. Why always me? If you think so, show me your hands, Drevskaya. What's wrong with him? I looked closer and saw that they were smooth with black. Now it's clear. What did you make a bomb with? Junior terrorists seemed to be hesitating whether to confess or not, but then blurted out proudly. Activated carbon, sulfate, and sulfur. Wait a minute. Carbon that she stole from the first aid post. Why exactly the monument? What did this honor man ever do to you, the fighter for the rights of... I could hardly imagine how long would she keep on scolding. At least I felt Veronica wouldn't pop out that very moment, shouting. I found it! Everyone turned towards him. He held a boot in his hand. Here, the electronic brusquely shook it over his head. It's Shurik's boot. Okay, calm down. Tell us in detail, where did you find it? In the forest. On the way to the old camp. Why am I... He's not a girl. Whispers ran among the parents. Old camp. Are you sure? Absolutely. What's wrong with this old camp? I joined the conversation. Nothing special, really, she stammered. One of the Soviet legends tells a story of a young camp leader's girl living there. She fell in love with a pioneer, but he rejected her, and so she killed herself. Did Harakiri with a kitchen knife? Next day, the boy was hit by a bus. Leona ran out of the crowd. Bus? I held myself from asking about the route number, but science doesn't approve of the ghost existence, so we have nothing to be afraid of. Anyway, somebody should go there. Someone in the crowd started too. Olga Dmitrievna is. It's almost night, maybe tomorrow. I turned around and saw Slavia and Mina. What if at night something happens to him? Not today, right now. By the way, where is this place? The comic roughly described me the directions and told me the story of the old camp. I can't believe you looked at me and telling me. If you think that you're the only man here, I looked around the area. That's right. The electronic was quick to please. I still don't know walking away from it. If you asked me, I would. I'll go with Slavia. I'll go with him. Very well, it's better together. Are you sure? I asked Slavia in a whisper. I wanted to be sure, but... She didn't answer, just smiled. I was speechlessly looking for Slavia for some time. Why is she always helping me? Very good luck then, both of you. We'll need it. Kimberly and other girls said their goodbyes on their own way. I was quite surprised that they'd taken our night walk through the forest to abandon campus, something normal. Well, you can't really help it. Wait a minute, I'll take a flashlight. A flashlight, sure. While I was waiting for Slavia, I got a strange idea. Why is she always so kind, sympathetic, and ready to help? Why does she offer to go with me God knows where? It's the quiet ones. Should I be concerned about her? Here I am. With a smile, Slavia gave me a flashlight. Shall we go? As Electronic told us, the old building was built right after the war. It looked like a kindergarten, or like a barrack, as I expected, and definitely could fit less pioneers than today's camp. It was abandoned for about 20 years. It's now totally dark. It seemed like the forest was afraid of us as we were of it. Trees were politely moving away, grouping at the sides of the path and patiently watching us. All would hooted somewhere far away, but quieter than usual. I wasn't afraid next to Slavia. Probably in any other situation, even in the real world, I'd be totally too scared to go into the forest with a proper pathway. But I tried to get rid of these thoughts. Although it was strange, Slavia probably lulled my instinct of self-preservation, my sense of fear or something? I don't know. If it continues this way, I'll jump towards some beast with a smile on my face. You're not afraid at all, are you? Meaning, Slavia turned around and looked at me, smiling in a strange way, either with misunderstanding or with a slight mockery. Maybe I was just seeing things. Well, night forest, old camp. Yes, it gets sort of chills. What's the sort? Are you afraid? I ain't afraid, lady. I ain't afraid. I'm Samuel. No, well, yes, but it's a natural human reaction in this kind of situation. I didn't want to show my fear, but I wasn't really scared. I just felt like being scared of what I have to do in a situation like this. It seemed like my body stopped producing antibodies for fighting against an infection. I was afraid not of the night force, but of the fact I reacted to all that happened in a wrong way. On the other hand, I didn't want to make a fool out of myself. Nice to see you. Flavia smiled again and continued walking. The path surrounded by trees and bushes was becoming more narrow. The further we went deep in the forest, the less clearly we could see the moon. Second clouds hid the moon, and everything was submerged into almost pitch-black darkness. You sleeping, man? I closed my eyes tight, and when I opened them, the moon took its place again and painted the world into bright white night-shrouded colors. I just realized how much I dislike darkness. Finally, a clear space appeared as far away ahead, and a minute later, we were standing at the forest glade. There was a ramshackle old camp building eroded by rains, rusts, and beetles. It smiled at us with its broken windows, with gap-toothed mouth. Silent rebuke from dead to living ones could be read in the smile. A cemetery fog clouded over the whole glade, so ghosts, ghouls, zombies, devils, and other evil entities seemingly appeared from the haze. The sight was quite enough for an average human to get a heart attack or a panic attack at least. If everyone wanted to take my hand, I surely wouldn't stand it. It won't be scary this way. She smiled. I can't say anything else, just grasped her hand tightly. What am I even doing here? Looking for shurik at night in the forest. Here? How could I even agree? Not a single normal human would. But the world around me can't really be called normal. I tried to persuade myself that I was finding answers and that it can't really get any worse. Really speaking, nothing bad can actually happen with me during 4 days in this camp. Besides, I had no special reasons to think that something bad will happen. Maybe it's the way the world works. People can't live without adventures. Shall we go? Yes, I guess. But we didn't make a move. Fluffy seemed to wait for me to make the first step, but I had courage only to stand still without running away. The moon showed up from behind the clouds and lit up the old camp building. Now it less looked like a tomb, but all dead pictures in my imagination got real. Visions of ghosts became more focused. Wailing of wind and grass rustling got clearer. Noises of unknown origin could be heard from afar. Seems like it was a great place before. I looked at Flavia carefully. Maybe she was scared, but she tried to hide that. Knowing that, I felt a little better and calmer. Maybe, let's go. Sure. I stepped carefully, watching every step, trying not to touch an old fence, creaked merry-go-round, or a rusty slide. In some places grass was waist high, so any wrong move could lead to broken legs or hands. At last we came to the entrance and I pointed my flashlight inside. Darkness that looked at me was much scarier than the outside view. At least the moon shined brightly there. I gathered all my courage up and crossed the threshold. Old camp inside looked like a kindergarten from my childhood. The layout and interior, even the rotten furniture, was similar. Well, I shivered, peeking out more and more, remained to the former children joy with the flashlight. Creepy. Flavia had not held my hand, only held my hand by now, but embraced it, firmly pressing herself to me. However, I didn't sense fear in her voice. I wonder whether it was a good idea to come here in the middle of the night. Perhaps. Let's return then. No, what about Shurik? She said in sincere astonishment. Well, Shurik, why did he even come here in the first place? Maybe he is not even here. Where else could he be? I don't know, eaten by wolves, for instance? Don't say that. Flavia frowned and stepped away from me. I was already so used to being with her that I got slightly upset because of her reproach. Well, okay, let's assume that there are no wolves. Though you can never be sure. Well, since we are here, let's search. We searched all the rooms of the old camp, playrooms, bedrooms, canteen, kitchen, and toilets. I even looked in the closet, which was choked up with empty, decayed cardboards. Look! When we returned to the place we started from, Flavia picked up something from the floor and gave it to me. It was an old doll, torn, sticked-out threads, without a hand and an eye, faded from wetness. So what? What a pity. For what, this doll? Yes. What should we feel pity? Someone played with her, then just threw her away and forgot about her. She was here all alone these years, under the rain and the cold. I can't really understand if Flavia was serious or not. It isn't the proper time to think about such things. On the other hand, what is the proper time for? Flavia looked really upset. Yes, maybe. I took the doll and examined it. Remember how I found a stuffed lion the same way that Flavia did? I took him home, washed him, and was careful with him as with other toys, even though he was long past his retirement age. You should give it to Oyama. Flavia laughed. Suddenly the wind blew from the pasture, sending smoke some kind of mystic tune. The light flashed and I instinctively jumped to a wall, caught on my leg, something fell down on the floor. Are you alright? Bobby ran to me and helped me get up. Yes, sort of. I caught on the hatch cover. It's strange that we didn't notice dirt around the cover was cleared. Seems like it was open not long ago. We're not going in there, are we? I asked, trying to anticipate Sylvia's suggestion. She only gave me a side glance. Come on, are we playing diggers now? I moaned while raising the hatch cover with quite an effort. My common sense obviously cried, telling me I shouldn't do that. But my logic, on the contrary, expressed an idea that if this world wanted to kill me, I'd already be dead. But it's only because of Slavia, otherwise no way I would go there. 2 meters of the rusty metal ladder were set on the dirty concrete floor. I leaned over the edge and lit up a narrow passage, going somewhere into the darkness. And what is there? I think I heard about a bomb shelter under the old camp. A bomb shelter? Pretty logical, considering the time it was built. Why sure needed to go there? I don't know. Of course, it probably wasn't him who opened the hatch, and it's obviously that someone has opened it just recently, but who would be more likely to get the idea of going down there than a mad adventurer? If we discard the theories of supernatural involvement, there can be no other humans in this forest. At least that's what I was thinking. Alright, I go first. If everything is fine, you follow me. What might not be fine? Sylvia looked scared, but more out of politeness. Well, I don't know, rats for example. Are you afraid of rats? Guess I shouldn't have asked. Sighed deeply and began to descend. We were advancing slowly, holding our hands. In pitch darkness, the flashlight was not helping much. Only occasionally it would light up pieces of old newspapers and the scrap metal lying here and there. Suddenly I started to feel as if the walls and the ceiling, covered in endless twisting cords, were weighing upon me, as if the passage was getting narrower. I spread my arms, trying to measure the passage's width. Are we still far? asked Flavia suddenly. Far from where? I've got no clue. Alright. And just then a massive metal door appeared before me as if from thin air. Oh, cried Flavia softly. Tried the handle and it seemed to yield a bit. You ready? I'm not sure. Though, speaking frankly, what do you need to be ready for in such a situation? The wheel made a few attempts, squeaking terribly, then finally reached its limit and went quiet. Pulled the door forcefully and reluctantly opened. There was some sort of chamber behind it. Alright, guys, I have to stop here. It's day 4. Ooh, scary. And I think it's almost day 5 once we find Shurik. If we find Shurik. And so, yeah. Because I'm gonna end here because I have to sleep. It's almost 2 o'clock in the morning. I can't believe it's almost it's been almost 53 minutes already since I first started the day 4 thing. Ended day 3, started day 4. So yeah, that's a lot of time. But you know, I don't really care. But still, I need to sleep. I have to do stuff in the morning, so I will see you later. Subscribe, like, comment. I will finish day 4 next time. Goodbye.